A decade of DelmarvaLife. We are continuing to celebrate that milestone here in historic Studio D, and today we're throwing it back to 2016.
And it's perfectly seasonal as well. How about 1,100 pounds worth of seasonal? The kind of seasonal vehicle with tank treads is used to transport. And seeing as it is National Pumpkin Day, listen, we're just going to let you see it for yourself.
A ton of pie, a ton of pumpkin spiced lattes, or PSLs as I like to call them. Take a look at this puppy. Look at it. My arms don't even go halfway around it. It is huge, it is ginormous, and I know you must be thinking, who grows something like that? Well, to answer that question, it's Brent Sutton. Brent, you're a pumpkin hobbyist. Thanks for joining me. This thing is ginormous. This is just, I couldn't believe it when we pulled up. Give me the stats of this thing.
So we did a measurement the other day. It's called over the top, and it involves 3 measurements. The first is around circumference. This thing's coming about 13.5 to 14 feet in circumference. Then they have the over the top. So from the ground over the top this way, from the ground over the top this way. It's coming to about 8.5, 9 feet each way. When you combine it, we're estimating mass. It's coming to about 375 inches, 380 inches. In weight, it's coming to about 1,100 pounds.
1,100 pounds. An 1,100 pound pumpkin. How do you grow something like this?
So it all starts with a seed. I mean, this is one plant, one pumpkin.
And that's the seed.
Yep,
that little seed. And so I know it takes a lot of TLC. You've been growing this for 6 months, but your venture into growing pumpkins started quite some time ago. How'd you get into it?
Yeah, so about 6 years ago, somebody gave me a seed just like that. And they said, grow this, see what you can do. So I took it home. My father and I, we put it in the ground, tried to nurture it, had no idea what we were doing, and we ended up with a 300-pound pumpkin.
First try, 300-pound pumpkin.
Yep. And really, like I said, no idea what we were doing, reading every article online, trying to give it what we thought it needed, and we came up with 300. From there, we've kind of raised the bar, gotten bigger, gotten better. I had challenges throughout, but this is my first year going out completely on my own. I didn't have my father, my grandfather, any family members, and I came up with my personal best.
Now with this pumpkin, you can actually, you're saying, see it grow from day to day. You were showing me pictures just a couple days apart. Grows from fitting in your hands to almost not being able to hold it.
So it, and I started this from seed in April, right? And I didn't get this pumpkin to start growing until July. So from April to July, all I did was plant growth. Wanted to grow the vine and everything else. Once this thing started and the temperature was right, it was putting on 20 to 50 pounds a day. I mean, just blowing up like
a day.
A day.
And then so from here, where do you go? I guess you're taking it to a competition, because something like this just can't sit in your backyard.
So originally it was, again, the first time on my own, it was a competition between me and my father. So who could grow the biggest one on our own? I blew that out. I kind of think I have him beat. Then it was, I want to break 1,000. I've never done it. I think I've done that. And then looked online, found a competition in South Jersey. So it's going to go to South Jersey at 4 o'clock today and be there for the weekend.
It's going to be up there. Hopefully you win, because I know there's some money involved. I just want to let you guys know at home, this is actually, so this is where the pumpkin flowers. This is kind of the bottom of the pumpkin, the stem, which is what you're typically used to seeing. It's over here. It's sitting on a pallet. It took a team of people to get this on the back loader. It took a ton of people. I guess you're going to have to get this weighed and then start thinking about next year.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, always.
Brent, thank you so much. Look, I'm going to wrap my arms around it one more time. You can see, Jimmy and Lisa, this thing's pretty big. What do you think?
Do you think maybe carve it when he's all done with it?
But Sean, I got to ask you, 50 pounds a day, how much water does this thing take?
That's a good idea, and actually when I came up, the stem was still in some water because that's where all the weight is. How much water do you have to feed this pumpkin a day?
So my goal with it is to always have water available. You never really know if it's going to use 100 gallons or 5 gallons that day, depending on the temperature, how much it grows. So my goal was to always have water available. I was giving it a minimum of 70 to 100 gallons a day.
Wow. And Lisa, to answer your question, I don't think you can carve it because the walls of this pumpkin could be upwards of 20 inches, you were saying earlier, which is really thick.
Yeah, the weight of this pumpkin, it's not water, it's not size, it's the size of the wall. I mean, we're looking for mass, so you could have a pumpkin this big with small walls and it has no weight. Or you could have a pumpkin smaller with giant walls that has weight. So that's where we're looking at weight. That's what these things are bred for. That's how we get that to 1,100 pounds.
Brent, thank you so much. Good luck.
Thank you.
Hopefully you win that competition in South Jersey. New Jersey's my home state. I'll make a couple calls and see what we can do.
You can make some pie with a whole bunch of cheese out of that one.
Yeah. You need a lot of cheese.
It's a lot of cheese. You're going to need a whole lot of cheese for that one.
A lot of cheese.
Whew.